grind, still in the streets. Nigga ain't that hard to find. Still with the peace, I'm still a piece. Still got the 40s and choppers and 9. Still with the shit, I load the tips. Extended clips get you niggas in line. Still a pull up, throw your hood up, and let these niggas know that you finna ride. Who talking about? On the phone talking.
Shalom, Israel. This is Precinct Officer 500 Canuck in Orlando, Isupk. We're here in a famous area, a famous projects in Orlando called Griffin Park. And if you're familiar with Orlando or any projects around here, you know that these projects been built since 1940. They was named after an old slave named Uncle Griffin. And the city of Orlando has called for these projects to be demolished. You know what I'm saying? So this is a historical site. You know what I mean? These are one of the oldest projects in Orlando. Now, me, myself, I'm born and raised in Orlando, so I know about GP. That's what they used to call it back in the days, GP. Stand for Griffin Park. Back in the days, sometimes you couldn't even come over here if you weren't from over here. You know what I'm saying? Just being in the hood, being in the ghetto, you know, struggles and, you know, we was put against each other. Brothers would run you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't from the projects. You know what I mean? If anybody that's from Orlando, half of their family stayed over here. Somebody in their family stayed in Griffin Park. Or you had a close friend or auntie or a relative that stayed over here.
In the 1800s, James B. Parramore, Orlando's 14th mayor, planted an area west of the recently built railroad tracks in Division Street, today known as Division Avenue, a street name made by the city to denote the dividing line between Orlando black and white neighborhoods. The historic area roughly corresponds to the modern boundaries of Lake Dot, Callahan, and Parramore neighborhoods. These communities were seen as a permanent place by the black residents, who quickly built schools, clinics, and various businesses.
The reason why they tearing these projects down is because they're trying to gentrify downtown. They're trying to take downtown back to where it was before 1940. These projects was built to house all the black people that was staying on this side that wasn't afraid to be ran from this side of town. Because before 1940, and around that time, black people wasn't coming across Orange Blossom Trail, which is a known major street. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't come across the track, as they would say. You either get ran back by the Klan, or white people would do anything to get you from on their side of town. Being that we migrated and kept pushing, they had no choice but to deal with us. So they built Griffin Park. You know what I'm saying? To keep an eye on the Negroes. You know what I mean? So now, as y'all see in future videos, you're going to see how they gentrifying Proudstown. Just a few moments ago, I seen a white man walking by himself up the street. Back in the day, you would never see that. Unless he was a crackhead or a drug addict or something like that. Then the only time you will see white people, unless they was the police, over in this known black area. You know what I'm saying? And so now, they tearing this down. They trying to take back what they said was theirs. They trying to push us back across the tracks again. And as you can see, if you look in the background, you can see these projects been like this since 1940. You know what I'm saying? Things like this is what's going on. And this is a part of Orlando's history. Because when these projects was built, the black people of Orlando had a place to call their own at one point in time.
With Griffin Park being completed in 1940, racial violence caused the destruction of 154 houses. Then, in 1957, I-4 highway tore through an area reinforcing division of black and white Orlando. In 1974, the 408 highway further split the area. It resulted in the destruction of thousands of homes, upwards of 200 businesses. Researchers estimated that at least 600 homeowners lost their home. Simultaneously, City planners referred to Paramore as rundown and pushed several urban renewal projects. Decade of development projects resulted in the displacement of thousands of owners and residents. Many of these projects, such as the construction of Explorer Stadium, which destroyed a block of historic Paramore Avenue, have been completed with little to no input from the public.
Griffin Park is located between Paramore, which is one of the major streets over here across town or in town, Paramore and Gore. This is right down the street from downtown Orlando, right down the street, like 3 or 4 blocks from the soccer stadium and where the Magic play at. If you can get a background of I-4, that's I-4, that's Interstate 4, you can see the projects from Interstate 4. You know what I'm saying? But in a minute, this will be no longer here. All the history, everything, it'll be gone. And you would have to know somebody that know about GP or Griffin Park to even hear about it. Our kids ain't gonna never know about Griffin Park. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something else. This is Precinct Officer 500 Canuck out of Orlando, Florida. Isupk. Shalom.